Hello, and welcome to AIM International's preparatory tutorials for the Information Certification exam. I'm Steve Weissman, Principal Consultant at Holly Group and a certified AIM training instructor in the realm of content, process, and information management. I'll be your guide as we review the exam's major domains of expertise, and I'll tell you all you need to know to earn that passing grade. Today's subject is building the business case, a key part of this special certification which AIM created to support you as you solve your organization's existing information-related problems and plan for its future. For 60 years, AIM has been the leading nonprofit association helping users understand how to best manage documents, content, records, and business processes. This module is part of the Plan and Implement Knowledge domain, one of 6 within the certification program. In it, we'll review the primary considerations associated with measuring benefits, gauging system value, and budget building. Making the business case for an information management project is critical on a number of levels, not the least of which is to support the development of metrics to determine the value of a given solution to your organization and ultimately the creation of a budget to pay for it. There are several calculations that are commonly used to perform this work: return on investment, or ROI, payback period, net present value, or NPV, and internal rate of return, IRR. The math involved with these can be complex and is beyond the scope of this particular course. Suffice it to say, they are collectively aimed at quantifying the level of benefit that can be expected from the system and will depend upon or primarily emphasize how long it will take to pay for itself out of improved efficiencies and cost savings, how much it's worth spending today to achieve those benefits in the future, and or its effects on cash flows. In all of this, it's important to remember that there's a difference between operational effectiveness and strategic positioning, and the calculations and judgment calls you make must be aligned with whichever of these you have top of mind. It's fine to select a highly efficient and cost-effective solution that works perfectly, but if the reason you're acquiring it is to move your organization in a certain long-term direction, rather than, say, simply to drive costs out of your business, then you may not have applied the right formulas or made the right decision. Strategic goals are those that are more macro and far-reaching, like, for instance, enabling the ability to bring new products to market faster than they can be today. From a solutions standpoint, this may suggest the need for strong interoperability with the design systems that are in place in the R&D or engineering departments, so prototype drawings, spec sheets, and other documents can be readily shared, commented upon, and approved. Operational goals, on the other hand, are more granular and may be centered on particular departments or business processes. In the scenario just painted, wherein the strategic goal is paramount, this may mean the best solution is relatively light on enterprise workflow, but it's worth the trade-off in order to speed the interaction with R&D. As in so many other corners of information management, keeping all your stakeholders up to date on the factors being considered and the decisions being made is critical to your eventual success. Not only does it help solidify their buy-in, but it keeps you on course and greatly mitigates the risk of losing time, energy, and sleep by virtue of having to back up and revisit your assumptions. This prioritization can be supported through the conducting of a trade study, or a trade-off study, a practice bred in the aerospace industry that Wikipedia defines as the activity of identifying the most balanced technical solutions among a set of proposed viable solutions. These viable solutions are judged by their satisfaction of a series of measures or cost functions that describe the desirable characteristics of a solution. They may be conflicting or even mutually exclusive." Unquote. The Lyle School of Engineering at SMU identifies trade studies as falling into 3 categories: controlled convergence, a quick method to compare primitive design variables; cost effectiveness, which links force structure implications to top-level requirement analysis; and comprehensive, which considers all applicable decision criteria. Now, it doesn't take much of a leap to translate this into information technology terms and apply them to quickly comparing your solution alternatives to your most important requirements, developing the metrics discussed a moment ago, and rolling all your other criteria into the equation. By the end of this activity, you should have a fairly solid idea as to what your solution should cost, how quickly it should generate a return, and what size that return should be. Now, you can turn your attention to the budget itself. Budget building is as much an art as a science because of the organizational dynamics, read politics, that are typically involved. So once again, establishing and maintaining a good rapport with all stakeholders is an important piece of the puzzle. Beyond the raw numbers associated with purchase, there are a number of other factors to take into consideration, including any costs, internal or external, that relate to technical training. Does your IT staff have all the skills necessary to work with the new solution? Existing infrastructure. Do you have a sufficient number of servers, storage units, network connections, and so forth, of a sufficient capacity in place already? Can you leverage some of what's there, or do you need to buy these as well? Software licensing and maintenance. Do you need to acquire more licenses for any application with which the new system is expected to interoperate, or for any new ones? Will your existing maintenance agreements apply to the future state solution? And user training. Will you have to train end users on how to use the new system? All of these calculations need to be performed as well, and then plugged into a timeline so the impact on cash flow can be properly determined and the conversations held with any departments expected to contribute to the initiative. This module has reviewed the primary considerations associated with measuring benefits, gauging system value, and budget building. Having completed it, you may next wish to review the section on implementation planning. The material you have just reviewed is part of a broader program of study that prepares you to take the Information Certification exam. This proctored test consists of 100 multiple-choice questions and is delivered electronically by Prometric. You'll have 2 hours to complete it, and upon passing, you'll earn a professional certification that's valid for 3 years. For more information, please visit www.aim.org/certification. Thank you.